we're gonna confirm both work. Of course, I'm just gonna start sending out this link to the communities. Gotta make sure people know that we are here and not somewhere else. Here. It's been an interesting past 24 hours, especially with the amount of code that we're pushing through. That feels good. Make an announcement. Design team and marketing team is working as well, creating some of the new branding elements as well as visuals and things like that for the different live sessions. You've seen some of the work from the past. We've just been kind of using that, but we are definitely updating things, making things fresher. One more thing I need to do, and then take it away. Yeah, so I usually I have a pretty tight schedule when it comes down to, especially for sleep. Um, I'm one of those people that likes to wake up super early, but also go to bed early. And the last night was not one of those nights. I'll tell you that. But that's fine. That's all part of the process every once in a while. Gotta roll with the punches. Um, so yeah, so yes, we are going to be launching the front end website with a bit more of a basic version just to meet this goal of getting something out to holders uh, um, and potential holders for today. So right after this session, I'll be continuing to finish that with the dev team and as well as the communications team. We do have our white paper proposal as part of that package. I believe everyone's going to be satisfied with the level of detail. There are sections in the white paper that we still have some question marks on because it's so detailed. However, we are going to be expecting feedback from holders and from the community on developing those areas. We've already canvassed some internal groups and external groups to start essentially going through the white paper and giving us some suggestions and comments. That includes teams in mainland China, in Korea, in Japan, in Europe, in North America, in Australia, in Brazil, um, in Central America. We're gathering some very good data from uh, traders, investors, developers from all walks of life and different types of experience. This is a proposal version 0.14 at the moment. When it's released, it'll be version 0.15 and has been in the making since March 2024. So just a little bit of a background. And IT, ready to go when you are. That's kind of my speech for the morning.
Awesome. Nice speech.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Um, Good morning, everyone. Welcome to New York session. I hope you're all doing very well. Let me start by sharing my screen. Igor, let me know how the sound is so that
We'll do, yeah.
the audience will
It's
be,
great.
yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, so today is Friday, finally. NFP is out today. Yay.
Nice.
All right, so we will be observing NFP at 1:30. So when it's 1:30, we come back and look at what the NFP will do. I think they should send it up from what I'm seeing. So we will come back at 1:30 to see. Now, with that, I will not give any prediction um, for all the majors for now because, as we all know, high impact news, it can take price anyway. And I don't want to be the one to tell you it's going up here, it's going down here for you to, take advantage of that. So, and I myself, I don't gamble. So I just wait for the news to come out. Whichever direction they take it, then I will take it from there. So we'll be watching this at 1:30 to see which direction, preferably to the upside. But like I said, I don't know. Okay. So we will see which direction they will take it. So we will not look at all the majors for now, but the downside objectives that I gave still remains. That's where I think they should take price. So that's what I'll be expecting. If that does not happen, no problem. We'll take it from there. Okay. So let's look at gold and crude oil. So gold, yesterday they took it to that level, and today they've taken it to that imbalance, right? So a continuation to the upside could be possible, but where we are now, maybe um, they might reject and come back into a pullback. Now, if it starts coming back down, I will look for a buy again. Okay. Why? Because now we will be trading inside another range. Okay. So this will be our mental stop loss for the short term or the near term. Okay, this low is going to be your mental stop loss, and if it starts coming back down, that will be the range. So you can measure the range, and then I think yesterday I gave a very good tip on how to buy inside a range. So if it start coming back down, you can look for a buy. If it rejects, maybe they might not use the entire candle to come into a pullback. That's if it's retracing. It might not be the entire candle. Hence, maybe on Monday or Tuesday, you can get a sell to come into the discount level, and then maybe a buy back above the range high. All right. So if we lose this low here, then we will be aiming for this candle's high. Okay. So that's basically upside objective for now since it's going up. I will stick with the upside, this movement, right? And then if we lose this low, then I'll switch to the downside. And one of the things that I want, if you are a trader to pay attention to is trade in the direction of where the market is going until something changes. So especially on the higher time frame, I like looking at price and sticking with the direction until it actually changes. So since the daily keeps closing higher, right, I will stick with that So I'll aim for the next upside level. And these levels, I'll talk about them when we go into the portal. So this will be another level price can reach for from here. That will be the next level price can reach for. So if we continue going higher, then that will be the next level. But now where we are, it can reject maybe for a pullback, or they will trade through it. If we go to crude oil, this was another example, right? They traded to this and then price rejected. I was expecting them to give a pullback, but they've now traded above it, which now gives me a good idea as to where the next price level is going to be. So crude oil, next level or the next target is going to be 78.46. Okay, once they traded through this, and that was the I get confused with the support and resistance, but yeah, that is resistance or support, one of them. Okay, so once they've traded through it, then the next level is here. So same thing with gold. If they trade through this, then the next level will be here. And then if they can go past that, then we will be aiming for this high. All right. So one at a time. But when the week closes, then we have to wait for Monday, Tuesday to trade and see if they'll give us a pullback before the continuation to the upside. All right. So gold, where we are now, I don't think anyone should be taking a long. Don't take a short either, because there's no confirmation on the lower time frame for price going lower. I don't think there's any confirmation yet. So if you are long, you can place your stop loss below this down candle already, because that news event, the NFP, can bring just one down candle all the way down. Okay, so then you'll be taking out, but if not, then it will take you up through this level and then probably come back to this down candle here, right? So I'm looking for a continuation to the upside unless price decides to go down. Okay, so gold sticking with the upside. And as I just showed you, crude oil, they've managed to trade through that volume imbalance or that gap there. So I'm expecting a continuation to the upside to 78.46. And if we can stay above it, okay, on the 3 months time frame, let me go to the 3 months time frame. If we can stay above it, then I'll aim for higher prices, which is this candle's high. So if you drop down to the lower time frame, that would be that one. Okay, and this to me looks like a long accumulation. Okay, they bought quite a lot in here. So if we can break this and stay, the key is to stay above it, especially on the weekly time frame perspective. If the weekly can close aggressively above it, then we are probably turning around on crude oil and we can aim for 84.50 and then 87.60, and that will be the seasonal move for crude oil. So we might be going up until April. Okay, so there's more room to the upside, or there's time for price to keep going higher. So if you don't get an entry, it's okay. You can get an entry in February, you can get an entry in March. Price might not keep printing all up candles. So at some point, there will be an accumulation, right? There will be a down candle that might form on the weekly, something like this. Okay, this is last year. So something like this, or even this, the first week of February might be a down candle to form the low of the month, and then we will resume going higher. So if you're not in, it's fine. At some point, it will give an entry, right? I'm personally waiting for that, because all this while, I don't trust this range, especially where we were I was expecting them to give a rejection. Then with that rejection, I could have got in to go up. But since they've traded through it, it's a nice confirmation price. It's gonna continue going higher. Hence, I'll be looking for a continuation to the to the upside. Okay, so in terms of entry, I like how price has taken out this low here, right, and then gone higher. So you can see the buy pattern in here. So they've gone higher. So anything coming back down will be a pullback, and then we expect it to continue going higher. And on the daily, you'll see that they've actually accumulated here with this down candle. Now that they've gone above it. So that can be currently our mental stop loss, right? This is where we'll be wrong. As long as we are above 72.82, we are aiming for 78.46. Okay. So that's that for crude oil. We'll go on to the cryptos for now. And then in 6 minutes time, we will switch back to the Dixie and look at what the dollar index is doing. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin. And this looks like magic, right? It's doing exactly what I was anticipating for them to go and take out the low and then immediately reject. Because if it did not do that, then there is a problem. We might be going down. It's not over yet because of the NFP. It doesn't really affect it, but sometimes it can. So for me to be confident we're going high, they've shown signs of confidence to me, but I don't like the way it went up. Okay, I would have preferred maybe 2, maximum 3 candles to take out this high. Now, yesterday, I think yesterday, when this was going up, okay, if you've been following, this was the sign that I was talking about, that when it's going down and it's about to go back up, you will see that sharp move that will draw in buyers. Okay, so this sharp move that happened here, this sharp move here, right, that is the one that draws in the buyers, and then they go against them, and then a move will happen. But I don't like the way it's going up. Okay, it's just too, I don't know, it doesn't look great to me. Right, so maybe one more run to kill everyone and then rejection to go high. I'm not saying that's what I was going to do, but I would prefer something like that, right, to run one more time down to clear out anyone that is bullish, and then a big move. I like big candles. I don't like these kind of candles going up. Okay, it's not good. Okay, however, they can, take that and they move. Now, when you're studying smart money, right, you need to study it on all time frames. So the move can be it can start on the lower time frame, or it can start on the higher time frame. On the higher time frame, it might be that they will be doing it on the daily. So it might not be the lower time frames printing those aggressive candles. It might be the daily. So the daily might print one big candle, and then the next big candle, and then the next big candle, right? And then no reverse. But I prefer to see the beginning of it from the lower time frame. And since the lower time frame is not doing that, yes, it can go up, but I don't like it. Okay. So if you're buying, just be mindful, right? Be mindful. Just accept it as it is. Just know it can go up, but at the same time, it can come back down and wipe out everyone before going back up again. Okay. So just stay alert. If you see it coming down aggressively, it might be the one that I'm talking about. If not, then you're good to hold it, especially after them coming above this up candle, right? Let's look at Ethereum. Now, look at how Ethereum's law is being held, right? To me, that is not good. I would prefer them taking out the Ethereum low as well. Okay, because it's no point coming all the way here and then leaving this low intact. It still leaves the idea of equal low. Okay, and it's always going to be subject to a quick sudden run to clear it out and then the rejection to go up. So um, with Ethereum, I'm not convinced we are going higher yet. We might probably wipe the downside first and then go higher. That low is similar to Bitcoin's low. Okay, and you can see they've taken Bitcoin and then they've left Ethereum. That's the I think I was talking about that between Aussie and New Zealand. Sometimes they will do that just to accumulate more longs on this, because once it goes for the low, then they will accumulate longs here and they will not accumulate longs. So when that happens, this will be the one to be in, because this actually cleared out some lows here. Okay, so let's see after the NFP. That might, change all that I'm saying, or it might not. So let's see. I think we've got about a few seconds to go. So let's go and observe the NFP, and then we'll come back and continue the other cryptocurrencies. Let's go back and look at dollar index on the 1 hour time frame.
All right.
Let's see some fireworks. I prefer upside, so we will see. Got 1 minute, 1 second.
There she goes.
There we go. Perfect. All right. As expected. So now let's see if they can sustain that upside. Maybe take it all the way to balance the weekly. Let's go here and see. Let me drop down to the H4.
IT, you mind if I just mention something real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you. So the actual came in way above forecast, and sometimes it's interesting and really funny because a week or two from now they'll readjust it and then put it back down. So putting that out there.
I didn't get what you said. Come again.
I'm just kind of laughing to myself because like the actual came in above forecast quite a bit, and then but then it's funny because they'll go in and then they'll readjust the numbers from weeks before, month before, later on, right? And then
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's always funny.
Welcome to the world of trading.
Yeah.
I think the big guys, they already know what they're going to do, so they actually pick up their positions way before all this. They've already done what they need to do. This is just we now seeing it, right? So, as I was saying last time, most of the time, okay, based on what price is doing, you'll be able to predict, regardless. Now, as you know, I did not even go and check the numbers that came out. It's irrelevant. The number that they will print on Forex Factory or wherever you're looking at the news, most of the time is irrelevant, right? Because price dictates what the numbers is going to do. So if price is meant to go up, the numbers can be higher, it can be lower, it doesn't matter. Okay. All you need to do is look at price. If price is showing that it's going to go down, then maybe the numbers will be bad. if price is showing that it's gonna go higher, then the numbers might be good. Or sometimes the numbers will be bad, but price will go up anyway. Okay, so it's always going to be based on what price is actually showing at the time of the release. And like I said the last time, sometimes you can predict it like I'm doing here, but sometimes you will not be able to. Okay, so when you are not sure, then don't trade it. But if you are sure, like I'm not, I'm not trying to give the impression that okay, you can do it all the time. But I actually went short on euro because I was targeting this low, as I gave, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, right? I'm actually still short, and then I shorted. It just closed. The euro trade just closed, and I shorted the Aussie as well because I told you they were going to reach for um, the 0.65 institutional level. This one. So that's where my TP was for price to reach for that level, and then euro um, for price to just take out this low. Okay, so that's again where my TP was, and I shorted at 10.3000 level, that level right there, and then I placed my stop loss above this up candle because as I was saying, whilst we are lower, any up candles should hold, and then price should continue going down. So I placed my stop loss above it and then targeted that low. Okay, so that's how sometimes you can actually predict where the market is going based on the news that is coming. So when the news is high impact means it's going to drive market to a specific direction. Okay, the volatility is going to be high. You're gonna get to your TP or your target very, very quick, right? When there is a news event, NFP, CPI, even rate announcement. Okay. When the market is showing you a specific direction that is going to reach for, then you can take a trade and just hold it because price is going to run for your TP like it did here. Okay. So as it stands, they might close in the weekly gap, which is this one here, 110.42, or they might not even do it, and then it will come back into a pullback based on the weekly. Now, I don't know whether I should talk about it now. Okay, we'll talk about it in the portal. Okay, so we might get a rejection. That's what I'm saying. We might get a rejection. So just watch that 110.42 level. Okay, because there is a weekly imbalance, and at the same time, it's an interesting candle. This candle, ICT calls it a proportion candle, right? It's the candle that touches the last up candle prior to the move down, and that candle is very sensitive. Okay, so if they touch it, something is going to happen. So 110.42, that level is where we'll be expecting something to happen. Okay, so maybe not this week, but next week, depending if they can send it up this week, then that's fine. If not, then next week we'll look at it to see if they can give us that rejection. All right. So if we can go back to the majors now, so with downside objectives right now, you can project the up candles and aim for the 1.618, which is 0.61105, and the close institutional price level, which is 0.6100. So that's the full figure. So they can reach for this and spike that like this. Okay, they might hit this level, but then it will trade to that one, that full figure. Okay. So that would be the next downside objective. Oops. Right. So the actual objective will be 0.61105, but you can aim for the 6100 level, that full figure level. Okay. Unless we get a reversal. Okay. If we do get a reversal, you see it, and the price will reject you. You will see it. Euro 1.02 1.0200 level. I think that would be a nice level to target. If you're already short, if not, then maybe just leave it, because that full figure level is at a level that I'm actually expecting something to happen here. Let me see if I can find that level right there. This up candle, that full figure. Okay, so it's a little bit far away. No, I lie. The high is there. So that's that candle, this up candle, the high of it. That's exactly where 1.2, that 1.0200 level is. Something will happen there, right? So just be mindful, because there's an up candle prior to move down. Price never touched it. It just shot away. So the first time coming to it, there might be some kind of a reaction of it. So if you are short, just be mindful, okay, on that level. British pound, okay, they've just traded to the 1.22 full figure, and I don't see anything really interesting in this area. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting, so they might reach for the next red level, which is 1.21500. Okay, 1.21500 level, they might reach for that. Again, that's if you don't get any reversal on the Dixie. I'm expecting Dixie to continue to that last up candle on the weekly, which is the proportion candle that I mentioned. So if we do get that, then the next downside objective will be 1.21500 level on the British pound. Okay, so look for continuation to the downside. Yeah. New Zealand, let's look at that. In future, those in the portal, you get access to this institutional price level. I'll give you access to it. You have access to it so that you can use it as targeting if you trade the currencies. It doesn't really work much on cryptos because cryptos is not traded by the average bank. Maybe they might be doing it secretly, but average bank does not trade crypto. So it does work on the currencies, because I think every bank at a stance, they still trade their fiat currency. So the institutional levels are very, very important to them. So New Zealand, the next downside objective could be the 0.5000 level. Now, one secret to trading the currencies, once they trade through, okay, if you have a pen and a paper, write it down. Once they trade through one full figure, which is, let's say, a 000 level, the blue one, once they trade through it, when I say through, it means they close below it, they will reach for the next one. Once they trade through the blue figure, they will reach for the next one, right? So one way that I like trading easily the currencies is looking at their full figures. If they are below it, especially on the weekly time frame, if they are below it, then they will reach for the next one. If they are below it, they'll reach for the next one. Now they are below this one. So the next one will be the 0.5500 level. Okay. So during the course of next week, if we don't reach for 0.5500 today, then next week that will be your downside objective. So next week, if you see price going up, just look for a sell to trade to 0.5500 level. Okay. So that's it for, I think, the currency market. See, crude oil is screaming higher. I wish I was in this one, but it's all good. Let's go back to the cryptos. Oops. Right. Bitcoin. I think the news didn't do much to it. Now, here, I would want to see price stay above it and then reject and go higher. Okay, so you can have a mental stop loss as it stands here because we don't want to see the H4 close through this gap. Remember, I think I've taught this recently. Once price is rejecting a level, we want it to create a gap. And the H4 has created one. So when they do create it, we want it to stay open. Okay, we don't want them to close it. Closing it means that price will come back and then trade and close below the gap. So when price is rejecting a level, for it to be institutionally based, then it needs to have the gap and the gap should stay open. It's now traded back into it. Now, sometimes it can trade back into it and then resume going higher. The way it went up, like I mentioned earlier, I don't like it. So I would rather want to see them wipe everything out. But if you are long already, then this is where your mentor stop loss should be, or actually this candle's low. Because if they can close below that, then we are not safe. We might come back and attack this low again, and then the main reversal will happen. All right. So as it stands, make sure that you're protecting yourself here. If you are a day trader or even scalping, protect yourself here, and then price should expand up again. If they are going to go down, you will get stopped out, and then they'll come and attack this low. So there's no point placing your stop loss here because it's irrelevant because they will stop you out anyway. Okay, so this is the place to place it. This candle's low, right? Ethereum, as I was saying, I'm still not convinced yet. So I would say don't buy this one. Okay. Don't buy it. Not ready to go up yet. And don't sell it either. Just stay on the sidelines for now because I think they are almost close to this low and it can be a quick sudden move and then a rejection. So stay away. If you're going to buy, maybe wait for some confirmation on the daily. As it stands, I've not seen it yet. So stay away. Solana, same thing with Solana. I don't think it's ready to go up yet. This to me does not look like a pullback. Okay, so they might go. This might be a redistribution day because it's still not taking out the previous day's low yet. So it might be a redistribution, meaning a selling more day, and then price will continue going lower. Okay, so again, I'm not fully convinced that we are going higher yet. Preferably, it should be a down candle. That's what I would prefer. I want to see it turn into a down candle. Okay, and then wipe this low out. It doesn't sound good, but it's better that way. Because if this becomes a redistribution, then we might get more down candles and then another redistribution. Okay. Because when they are selling, okay, they will sell more to continue going down, to continue going down. So this will be the redistribution. This will be another redistribution. And they will not sell one and then go down and then reverse. I've not seen that before. In my experience, I've not seen that before. So as it's coming down, I would rather they continuously, and that's what I was saying yesterday with Bitcoin. I'd rather see a continuous down candles, okay, meaning that they're actually buying it rather than selling it. Because if they are selling it, then that's when the redistribution will come in. But if they are buying it, then it's going to be all down candles. That's why if it's going down in this way, I prefer it to be all down candles. Because when it's all down candles, that is a sign that they're actually buying. But if they print an up candle within the down candles, then that is not buying. That's actually selling, right? So that's why I would prefer this turn into a down candle today, not tomorrow. Today, it should turn into a down candle and then continue going lower. Okay. So that's Solana for you. AI, we did get a reaction off from the 127 level. But again, I think based on the weekly, to me, should be a reaccumulation. So if it can stay as it is, that's great. I don't want to see them continue going lower. If they will, it should just go and take out this low and then spike the 168 and then reject. So similar to Solana, I would want to see this turn into a down candle. I don't want to see it as an up candle because if it's an up candle, that is not good for buying. All right. It means that they might be redistributing in here and then they might print. Now, with the redistribution, when they are selling, it will be either one or two up candles and then they will print more down candles. The number of candles sometimes will depend, and we'll go into more details in the portal. But it will be maybe two or three, and where we are, if they print two or three down candles, that will be bringing us maybe to this level. Okay, and that's not good. So we want to see them print another down candle here, and then we can start getting the rejection, and that will be a buy for us. Okay, so as it stands today, we want to see them print a down candle on AI. So all that up movement is just to draw in buyers, and if you know, if you know, you know. Okay, if you know, you know. I think I spoke about it yesterday. When they will go up, they will draw in buyers. It's always going to be the case. They'll have to draw in the buyers to go against them, and then the main move will happen. So that's what I was saying. If you know, you know. This might be the drawing in the buyers, then the actual buying will begin. Then it will go up, right? So be careful if you're already long on this. I don't think it's safe because they might come back and wipe, and then the main move will happen. So yesterday I spoke about it. When it's getting ready to go up, always pay attention because they will do it. It's the footprint of smart money or quote unquote institutions. They will always manipulate before it will go up. It cannot go up just like that. So when you see price going down and then all of a sudden it makes a V shape, that's not them going up. It needs to manipulate to create a W. I think something like this. Okay, it won't go down and then boom, go up. Nah, I've not seen that. If it happens, then the move is actually happening on a bigger time frame. So all this was just a pullback and then it will go up. That's when it will create a V shape. But if it's not on the higher time frame, then believe me, they will manipulate first. And that will come in the form of drawing in buyers, going against them, and then the move will happen. Okay. And then I said that if you've been studying ICT for long, before price reverses, it talks about breakers. So if you reverse engineer a breaker, then you understand that before the move will actually happen, there needs to be that up candle prior to the move down. Okay, and that up candle will come with some form of manipulation. This, and then they move down, and then they go up, and that will become the breaker. All right. Um, so those of you that will not be joining the portal, I've given you a lot in here. And if you can study it, you will learn more than you've ever done. Um, hype, same thing with hype, right? It's not ready to go up yet, because this is not how they go up. On the daily, we're still printing the down candles. Now they've printed 3, 1, 2, 3 after that last up move. So we should, by default, be going up very, very soon. So this week's candle, this week's candle might be the last down candle prior to the move up. Why? Because that week's candle contains the potential breaker, this up candle here. So you're learning to forecast a breaker. Basically, that's what I'm teaching you right now. You're learning to forecast a breaker. Okay. So the last up candle price to the move down. When price is going down, right? Pay attention to any move up prior to the move down. If that up candle, which is here on the daily, okay, if it's like that and it has the move down, then that candle on the higher time frame has the potential to become the last down candle prior to the move up. The only thing left that you need to understand is location. Where is that happening? Okay. And that is what will bridge where to basically look for this pattern. Okay. So when this pattern is forming, it needs a location because you can't do it everywhere, because not everywhere is a buy, not everywhere is a sell, but there will be the right place for the buy to happen and the right place for the sell to happen, right? So when they are creating it and the location is right, then you can anticipate that maybe the next two candles is going to go up. Then you can start buying on the lower time frame to turn around. But I don't see that yet, because when it comes to cryptos, it actually trades 7 days, not 5. If it was 5, then I'll say yes, by the end of this week, next week, we might see price reject. But cryptos is 7 days. Hence, we've got about 2 days candles to print. And I don't know how those 2 days is going to behave. So patient, wait. Maybe today, another down candle. And then Saturday, we might get the first one to trade above this one. So again, I prefer today to be a down candle. I do not want it to be a redistribution, because if it's redistribution, that is not good. They might then be coming a little bit more lower, maybe to here, because now this would have been the range, this low to this high. And as I thought yesterday, this is 50%. You want to look for a fair value gap, right? Below 50%, which should be within 618 to 79 retracement level. So in here, if there's a fair value gap, that's where it will reach for. And we have one here. And it's very close to that 79 retracement level. So if today ends up as an up candle, then they will go down more. And maybe it will be two more down candles, which can take us into this one. But if today ends up as an up candle, as a down candle, then it might just reach for the first one, which is this one here. And this one, which they've already touched, and that's where the rejection happened. But since the day has not reversed, it might come back down again, and that's what I prefer, because it doesn't have enough energy to go higher. I'm not seeing enough energy in it. Okay, it's rejecting, so there's no energy in this move, and this is so close to this move. Okay, I'll leave it there. We'll talk about that in future. So yeah, hype, not ready. We want to see one more move to the downside and then a rejection. I've been warned by one of my students not to talk about everything. Okay, let's go and look at our favorite pair. And sometimes I wish we had the audience being able to speak so that I'll let them shout at all.
Can do
Anyway,
that in the portal.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So yesterday we talked about this gap, right? That we want to see price reverse from here. If we do not reverse from there, then there is going to be a problem. And I was anticipating that manipulation to be this, right? The up move, the move down, and then the rejection. And that's what happened. And then he pulled back into it one more time. And that move down on the H4 creates that down candle prior to the move up. Remember, it doesn't have to be an up candle. So when you're studying what I'm teaching, it's going to be very obvious to you when it's going to reverse, because the reversal, it most of the time will have some form of a last down candle prior to the move up. Okay, it should be. That's how they buy. It should be. So if the last move down is not a down candle, then that means the move up is always going to be some form of manipulation. And then the last move down will happen. Okay. So as it stands, I think we should stay currently inside this and then go high again, because they've taken out that previous day's low and then they've broken this high. Okay. And I don't trade Wyckoff, but sometimes there is an element of Wyckoff in smart money, or element of Wyckoff in ICT stuff. So where we have the three drives, right? I don't know the names, but whenever we have the three drives to the downside and then price reject, so we have 1, 2, 3, right? They've taking out three lows and then price reject. When we have something like that, right, then the move back up is actually smart money buying the run below all these lows, and rejection happens. So anything coming back down should be a buy to continue going higher, especially when it creates a fair value gap like this. So I would want to see them stay inside this gap, right, and then resume going higher. So on the 1 hour time frame, we can use, I apologize, I love drawing, so my chart is always a little bit messy.
I consider it art.
There you go. Okay, so we can now pull the fib from this low to this high, right? And then look at this 618 to 79 retracement level. That's where we want to see price trade to, and then resume going higher. Okay, so preferably either this candle's low, this one, okay, that low, take it out and then go higher. Okay, so you can have a mental stop loss if you're day trading it. You can have a mental stop loss right at this candle's closing price, not the low, because if they go below this, you will be taken out anyway. So 0.02228, this up candle's low. Okay, that's where your mental stop loss should be. And then you expect them to come back and attack this equal high and then resume going higher, right? Because if they go below this, then they will come back and then clear out all these lows. the H4, this one is still there. We've not actually closed through it yet. So it's still valid that we can still go higher. And yesterday I gave you a name for it. It's called complex pullback. So all that is happening in here is just a complex pullback. They're just trying to kill people's account and then still be valid to go higher. So the long term, or I'll say the short term, our upside still remains as long as this. Let me give the level. As long as we are above 0.1793, the upside still remains. This is just day trade. You're looking for a trade to come up here, or getting yourself in the big move, because we've already moved away from the I would say the easy entry. We've already moved away from it. So if they come back right back below this candle's low, it's still valid to go up again. It does not change the narrative. This will just be an entry for those that missed this entry. Okay, so the mental stop loss that I'm giving here is not the mental stop loss to change price direction. It's just to change what we are seeing in here. But the main move to the upside still remains. Okay, so we're still expecting price to go higher because this gap is still open. As long as we are above this gap, we are good, or we are safe. So our mental stop loss is at, for long term, 0.0193. Okay, and then the rest is just upside for now. Unless we trade through that, then we have to go back to the drawing board and then see what price wants to do. Okay, so that is that for the tool. Let me quickly check XRP, because I think I mentioned that this, if you are interested in buying the cryptos, especially those that were interested in XRP, if you can pay attention, right? Notice that all the cryptos were dropping, but XRP wasn't dropping, right? Why is that? It's because they don't want to send this one down. Why? Because they've accumulated already. They've bought what they need to buy. From what I'm seeing, they've bought what they need to buy. It was 3 down candles and then the immediate rejection closing above this one. So it does not need to go down again, because if it's going down, then they are selling, which means this up candle was a redistribution and they were selling, and price will go lower more. Okay, so they've actually accumulated all they need. So this candle, in my opinion, is accumulation. They are buying inside this down candle. So the next candle I would want to see on XRP should be a big move up. It should be a big move up. And then if you have my indicator, this one will turn green. And this would be a proportion candle. It will be similar to the candle that I was talking about on on Dixie, dollar index, right? So by the end of this week, what you can do is place a line below this candle's low and drop down. Okay, and drop down to the lower time frame. Pay attention to this candle. If we come back down, because that's what I think it might do, if we come back down to take out this low, it will take you to the 618 level right here. It will take you to this level, right? And then 79 is there, but I would rather they don't go all the way there. So just that 618 level, and then a quick rejection. All right. So where we are now, we could see it come back down, take out this low, and then hit 618, and then a sudden quick rejection. Okay, that's what you want to see on XRP. Why? Because it's being accumulated. They've accumulated too much on this, especially this week. They took it out with another week and a quick sudden rejection. So that's what the sign of buying looks like. And when they do, it creates that big gap, right? So I'll be expecting them to expand higher going into next week, but they might take out this week's low first before they go up, or they might leave it. But this low, they will take it. So we have 2 days more, Saturday, Sunday. That might be when they take it out, or they can stay in here and then next week, quick rundown, quick rejection, and we start aiming for higher prices. If we do, your first upside objective will be this week's high or last week, previous week's high, 25108. Okay. So that will be all from me. Mr. Igor, if there's any question.
Yeah, no questions. It's amazing. I am always humbled by your knowledge. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so we're gonna be yeah, you're watching the multiple market narratives with us, right? So we have IT traders analysis based on a lot of ICT work and his own research as well, lots of his own research. And then we're also watching SP Das, Shiv Priya Das, who is more of a classical trader and trades Elliott wave theory. And what's interesting, and this is the reality of trading, and why we have that header on our X profile with the two pills, because we're always going to have different opinions on the market. But from a professional standpoint and from an institutional standpoint, neither one is really better than the other one. Some do outperform others, but they all have confluence points and they all also have divergences. And this is important to understand because you're going to get different perspectives from different people. You're going to see a lot of other feeds out there that are really good. You're going to see a lot of feeds out there that are really bad. And if you understand that everything does come down to market psychology, market structure, technicals, and confluence points, then you're definitely a lot further ahead on the road of trading, investing than a lot of people. I suggest if anyone's really into more of the fundamental side or more into the data side, then read a lot of the Dalio books. Really, really good at explaining theory. All his papers are phenomenal too. That'll take you into the right direction. Uh, but yeah, it's just, I love seeing the narrative, the unified market narrative unfold. And as we build this together and with a community, we are trying to unlock this unified market narrative for everybody. This has been in the hands of the institutions for too long. We really want to expose that and give this back to the people. I believe that's a really strong message and something that is worth working hard for. That's all I got to say.
Awesome. Awesome. I think next week, fingers crossed, our portal will be ready for next week.
Well, we are going to have the Web 2 portal ready for next week. We want people
Okay.
to experience it and what we've had before, the fiat portion, all that stuff. Like we're literally the white paper uh, does outline the phases, and I just want to like reiterate that there could be some confusion because some people understand they don't understand the development process, but it is iterative, and we are trying to get community feedback as well before solidifying everything 100%. We don't work like a waterfall. Like we're not in a waterfall mentality. We're in an agile mentality. Just like the markets, we check the charts every day and then news comes out. It's this similar in the software world, right? We're checking the code, every line of code every day and iterating on it. We're comparing it, we're testing it, we're doing quality assurance. And it's similar to the ticks on a chart, right? Every line is a tick on a chart, every line of code, right? And every, if you plot, you could plot it, all our lines of code on a chart. It's going to look, it's going to have dynamics. So, sometimes you erase lines of code. That could be your down candle, and sometimes you add to it. That could be an up candle, whatever it is, right? Now, it's important to understand that, like, it's if you're building something, you're not gonna want to build it sequentially in a step ladder format. That's it does work, especially in the corporate world, or if you're trying to become trying to leverage work, or trying to leverage a budget. And I have nothing against that or anything like that, but I prefer an agile mentality. And just like in trading, we prefer an agile mentality. We don't just get stuck in one direction and leave it at that. And right. But I mean, from an investing point of view, I totally get it. The waterfall method does work. And, we are bullish on our development phases and our milestones, right? So that's important. Like we do recognize that, right? So that's all outlined in the white paper. And of course, we do want feedback from the community. We do want to make sure that we keep iterating to make sure that our release schedule looks proper. We've done the best job we can so far on what we think it should look like, and now it's time for us to take it to that next level as we keep releasing what we think should be out there, especially the artificial intelligence systems, the agents, the unified market theory, the time analysis, uh, AI, the pretty much all the other AI tools that we're integrating with our partners. Just super excited. So, this is a passion project. It's a real project. We're traders, we're developers, yeah, this is pretty exciting to uh, pretty exciting to share with everybody as well, because like we've been trying so hard since 2016 to unlock minds, and through many different methods we've gone through a lot of ups and downs, and it's great to be on Solana as well, because we're finally fully embracing the blockchain, and we have many plans down the road for that as well. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting opportunity, and it's also just an exciting moment. It's a revolution in the world for um, essentially acceleration and design, and pretty much everything surrounding all broadest range of topics down to the most niche range of topics. So it's so exciting to be a part of that, and part of this community, and other communities like Tetsuo. It's just amazing to see everybody grow, and learn from each other. It's really probably the greatest time I've ever had in my life as well. So pretty cool.
Awesome, awesome. And when I started trading, right, back in 2000 and late um 2014, that's when I started my journey. Um, what they were actually assuring us in terms of, being able to trade and live a lifestyle, and have a laptop lifestyle. I think back then it was all quote unquote bullshit. But this time, from what is being developed here with the help of AI, with the help of the market life analysis. I think that is now possible because the mindset aspect of it is going to change everything because you need a certain mindset to be able to even do it. And that's what I think, in my opinion, traders should focus more on that to change. Because one thing about human beings, I might take a little bit of time here, Eagles. Apologize. One thing about human beings are we are creatures of habit. Okay, we are creatures of habit. So when you start something new, it's not going to completely change overnight for you, right? Because you've been doing something different, I don't know, since you were born, or even when you started trading, you've been doing something completely different up until now. So within you, yeah, your subconscious mind is you, right? It has all the habits that you've been developing all over these years. So it's not going to happen overnight. The habits that you've developed, it takes time for that to change. That's why you need to tackle the mindset first. You need to be able to change your mindset first so that the new things that we are trying to help you get, that's when it can take place. So as you're starting this new journey with us, if you're going to come on board, you need to work on your mindset to switch from the way you used to be to become someone completely different. If you don't do that, you're just going to pack in things that is going to conflict with what you already have within yourself, right? And that will make it even harder for you to continue or to progress. So you need to be able to have a different mindset or completely forget everything you think you know and then start afresh. Because if you don't do that, trust me, you're going to struggle because the subconscious mind builds up you and it has all your habits, everything about you. It knows you more than you know yourself. And your behaviors, your attitude, your thinking, your thoughts, they're all derived from your subconscious mind, right? So everything that you be doing, your actions, everything will be based on something that you have created within yourself. So as we start this new journey, try and work on your mindset and work on everything that you think you know because you might be doing it on a subtle level. You might not even know that that's what is killing you. We might give you trade ideas, we might give you everything, but it will still not work for you because you still be running on the old system and you need to switch to a new system to be able to absorb the kind of information that we are giving. But some of you will battle within yourself before you be able to get this. But if you take what I'm saying on board by working on yourself to switch from the old system, the way you used to be a completely new, different person, open to learning, open to changing, then that's when you can, achieve the lifestyle or the kind of person that you want to be. If you want to add the financial aspect, that's entirely fine. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to add to it.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, awesome. I love it. I love this kind of stuff. It fires me up, man. Um, Alrighty. So should we what do you think? Should we end the session? I do have a quick update if we are completed.
Yeah, I'm done on my side. I'm done.
Okay, great. So I've been talking to SP Das as well on the side here, and he has requested to instead do his session tomorrow at 9:30 EST, and he's just waiting to see how things play out for the day. But he does have some really good updates, and also I think he has a couple of things that came up on his end, so I want to be respectful of that. Um, so yeah, so we'll be doing a session tomorrow for 9:30 a.m. EST. That's gonna, even though the FX markets won't be tradable, you are still gonna get that update, and it's gonna look pretty nice because you'll actually get a bit of a crypto update on a Saturday as well. There is a crypto trader that's starting on the weekend also. It's going to be a very short session. He's just going to introduce his methods and styles, and of course, he'd like to remain unknown, which is cool. I respect that too. Uh, but yeah, so we'll see. Uh, we'll see about that time. I'm just still confirming exactly when it's going to happen. We might just like go live and anyone can just watch the replay. But yeah, so stay tuned for the website update with the white paper. We're just going to be wrapping up, taking all the consolidated notes, updating it, and it should go live. I'll make sure to be posting on all the channels. And IT, thank you
Awesome.
very much.
Awesome. All right. I'll see you guys on Monday. If I do get some time over the weekend, maybe I'll update on the cryptos if I see anything interesting.
Nice, awesome. All right, and yeah, have a great day, and I'll be why don't we sign off?